You have, how many kids you got?
I have 2 children.
How old are they?
I have a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Okay, so the 10-year-old's obviously in school, 3-year-old VPK's around the corner, and then we're
Right.
full bore.
Yeah.
So with 2 kids, one about to be school age, one currently school age, getting them to and from school's got to be a big issue.
Well, it is a big issue. It's a big issue because it affects the hours we can work. It affects how far we can work. So it affects the economic opportunities that we have as parents. And when you have roads like this, like that you just heard,
Yeah.
I mean, expecting a 5-year-old to walk down these roads is just insane.
This is a road that could be walked.
According to the state of Florida, this road can be walked. It has a posted speed limit of 35 miles an hour, and even though fairly few people actually follow the speed limit, it should be considered safe according to the state standard, but it obviously isn't.
You feel safe?
No.
So we're going to have kids walking this.
We have kids walking this as young as in kindergarten.
There's no shoulder.
There's no shoulder. They walk in the road. And with the curves in the road and the bends, the blind spots, and people flying as fast as they do down the road, I mean, it's Russian roulette every day.
It's 35 miles an hour through here. That seems safe, right?
It sounds safe on paper until you actually stand on the road and try to walk it.
And also the fact that 35 miles an hour for most drivers, it's a suggestion.
Right. I mean, I would be surprised if 1/10 of the cars that come down this road are actually going as slow as 35 miles an hour.
Would you let your kids walk down this road?
Absolutely not.
But you're told that it's perfectly safe.
I'm told it's perfectly safe. I'm told the speed limit is low enough that if a child does get hit, there's a 60% chance they'll live, which I guess is considered safe. And if a person follows the speed limit, then I guess the odds are in the favor of them surviving the crash. But yeah, it's not.
So as a parent, 60% that your kid will live doesn't do it for you?
No, no. I personally think they need to have sidewalks, and people have to get serious about the question about how much it's going to cost to keep kids safe. I mean, the people in Tallahassee, they know, based on their decision, to a pretty close margin on how many kids are going to die. And they're asking themselves, what is an acceptable amount of dead children before I am justified in having to pay a cost to keep them alive? And I would really like to know, what is that acceptable loss? How many of our dead kids is it okay to have before we need to spend money as a society to stop killing them?
Well, okay, so let's get into this bill, because we look at it and it says specifically we're going to start identifying hazardous areas, and that'll trigger a mechanism for more busing, which is all well and good if the follow-up sentence out of your mouth is, and all extra busing, guess what? We have a new pot of money that's going to pay for that. Right. That's not happening.
That's not happening. And what's going to happen with this bill is you're going to have districts all over the state that are going to designate new areas as hazardous and then want more money out of that same pot. And it's going to reduce the pupil rate of how much is getting spent on busing, which means that in the end of the game, the school districts are going to get the exact same money they got before to provide more services that they can't already afford to provide. The bill's a good start, but without the money backing it, it's an empty promise.